Well, I thought, as we prepared for our opponent, I got the utmost respect for Brad Underwood, his program. Top 20, top 10 team in the country. It says a lot as we was preparing. We're trying to figure out ways to sort of execute the game plan and how we were going to attack them, but also how we were going to defend. I thought our team was connected going into it, as connected as we had been for the UCF game, so it's excellent to see back-to-back games our guys execute a game plan. But what it says also, and I challenge my group to make sure we focus, teams get better over Christmas break, and who will we become after the semester ends, after finals, will determine how we can go into the new year and obviously into conference. It says a lot to break a record, 3.46 GPA, highest in the program in a long time. And I thought our level of 8 core values, friendship, love, accountability, trust, discipline, unselfishness, enthusiasm, and toughness, our guys showed that off the court, and they've been able to now find the real reps that allow those things, those same 8 core values to show up between the lines, no matter the situation or circumstance. So I'm proud of them for that, first and foremost. I'm proud of our growth. I'm proud of our fans. It was an electric atmosphere, unbelievable atmosphere here in St. Louis. I'm thankful that our fans got here through the weather. My family wasn't able to get here. My wife, I just wanted them to stay home, be safe, as we have infant. I didn't want them to get stuck on the road. So, it's just one of those things, man, and I think our guys deserve this moment. They deserve everything that's coming their way, and I'm proud of them.
Questions?
Dennis, especially the first 25 to 30 minutes, do you feel like that's about as well as your team can play?
No, we didn't play well. I'm dead serious. I don't think we played well, and I'll continue to challenge my guys on executing the things we need to execute. For a full 40 minutes, we did not play well, and I'll continue to say that. We're obviously excited about the direction we're going, but there are small things that you may not see with the naked eye that I see that we did not execute in a great way. And I'm gonna continue to challenge our guys. I'm not gonna let them be complacent or on anything. I'm proud of Kobe being able to have a breakout game, which was coming for him. I just saw a level of focus that he had to be able to come out here in this moment, Braggin Rights Game, to be the most, I think it was the most points by a Mizzou player in this game ever, which is tremendous. But I'm proud of the 8 assists. I'm proud of the 5 rebounds. I'm proud of the level of focus that he had. And he got a 4.0? Yeah, I'm proud of the 4.0 GPA. So let's not think about those other things that give kids confidence. And I think that 4.0 GPA gave him a little confidence. I thought he was going to go for 40 for a second. And same with D'Moi. 3.5 GPA?
Yeah.
3.5 GPA or something like that. He came out unbelievable. So I got to debrief and see. I thought Illinois forced us into some turnovers where we wasn't focused how I thought and wanted us to be focused. But also, I'm just proud of the moment and obviously what our guys have stood for thus far.
Kobe, just how motivated were you to have a big game in a big game like this? That means a lot.
Oh man, I approached it like every other game. Just wanted to come out and win, just come out on top as a team. I think the ball went in for me tonight, so I'm happy for that. But I just want to win really.
And you got 4 steals.
D'Moi, yesterday you said that this game was going to compare to the border war in terms of the environment. Did it live up to that? Did it exceed it?
Yeah, I would say it did live up to it, but we were more ready for it this time. I mean, the first game we had against Kansas, I don't feel like some of the players, some of us wasn't accustomed to playing on that with that kind of atmosphere, but today shows that we are here and we ready to play.
And Coach, after that Kansas game, you pointed out to all the people who said that you guys hadn't faced a true test, you pointed out Wichita State. You later beat UCF. Do you think all those people that mentioned those type of things are finally silent after a win like this tonight?
I don't read Twitter like that. I just run our program as a CEO the best way I can, and I examine who we are every day, from practice to how our guys' facial expression, to their connectivity, to their body language. I don't do things for the opinions. I think that's the job of our fans. It's the tradition. They want a winner. They want a winning program, and they have supported us that way. So I have nothing negative to say about those expectations. I knew what I signed up for. I thank our AD, Desiree Reed-Francois, for giving me the opportunity, our president, Moon Choi, our board of curators. But understand this isn't an easy task. We're in the infant stages of building a program, and we just got to approach it every day and do it with a fine-tooth comb and examine who we are. As a kid growing up in Chicago, I know the tradition of Illinois. I know the tradition of this game. My high school coach has coached several players that played at Illinois. George Stanton, who's a longtime assistant coach at Simeon High School. Nick Anderson, Deion Thomas. I can go down the list of guys that he coached. Jelani Boleen that played at Illinois. So I grew up watching that program. I have friends in that program. But ultimately, you have to look at and respect what Brad has done over his career and what he's done to revive and continue the tradition. I want to continue our tradition. I stand on the shoulders of Norm Stewart, Glenn Snyder, Frank Haith, Mike Anderson, Kim Anderson, Conzo Martin, and I just want to make sure we're heading in the right direction, one day at a time.
Kobe, you guys scored 33 points off of Illinois turnovers, a lot in the first half. Do you think that kind of made a statement in how the game started? You guys were creating the offense off your defense.
Definitely. Whenever you can, score points without having to run plays and, using the strategy we had going into the game, that just makes the load a whole lot easier. You can score off defense, score off the other team. It's like, give me points. So it was good.
Kobe and D'Moi both, what was kind of the defensive approach? I mean, because even early on, you guys didn't shoot necessarily that well off the start, but I think Illinois was like 5 for their first 20 or something. What was your guys' defensive approach?
Honestly, the defensive approach for us was just maintain, guard or yard, continue to dribble, just trying to keep them in front of us and just stay honest. There's no reaching, no gambling, just play honest and just hope they make turnovers on their own.
I thought collectively our energy was used against us in Kansas game, where we were overrunning plays. We were just so excited in the moment, and I wanted our guys to just focus and meditate on what we needed to do to execute one possession at a time. What is your assignment? Now execute it. And I thought our guys were able to execute the game plan. We contested shots. They shot 19 free throws, but 10 of those free throws is in the first half and off second chance points. So I was excited about our ability to meditate, focus, and get in the stands and guard team defense, but do that no matter what the circumstance was. We don't look at the scoreboard. That's not what we do. We just try to play a style of basketball that fit our personality, and more importantly, that can give us an opportunity to win a game at the very end. And that's what our guys were able to do.
Dennis, I know you and Illinois both have a lot of new players that kind of have to try to get to gel quickly. How have you approached that with your roster, getting everyone to gel and buy in quickly?
Well, ever since, you guys got to understand this, at the age of 18, when I was a player at Cal, I told a gentleman, I said, when I become a head coach, I want you to work with my team. And before I even told my wife I had the Cleveland State job, I called Dr. Joe Carr, sports psychologist. He's sitting back there in the room right now. I called him, and he cleared his entire schedule. As soon as I got the Mizzou job, same exact thing. So it takes a village. It takes people who can hold me accountable, people that I can lean on, George Raveling, Leonard Hamilton, in the wee hours of the night. And Dr. Joe Carr has been that same person for me, where if it's 5 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., I can call him, he can give me the truth, but also we can work on our team building. I think team building in this era is very important when you're putting together a team for the very first time, but also you're putting together a roster where guys are coming from every walks of life, different programs. How do you galvanize that? What are your core values? What do you believe in, right? But who am I? I have to be able to break down the wall of transparency and allow my guys to get to know who I am and my expectations, but also pushing them toward their dreams and aspirations. And that's what we've done. It's shared suffering, no doubt about it, but it's also connected in a way that we depend on each other. His future is in his career too, and his future is in his career. And you have to understand our entire team's future is in each other's performance, practice, on and off the court, in the apartments, everything that we do. What will we say 20 years from now when it's all said and done, right? I want these guys to be able to stand in each other's wedding. I want to be able to sit behind their parents on their wedding day. But more importantly, I want them to understand I'm here for forever, and that's part of the transparency and relationship that I have with them. I tell them I love them more than they probably have ever heard it in their life, and I literally hug them more than they probably have been hugged. And ultimately, they're giving me everything that I'm giving them, and I appreciate them for that in this time frame. But I'll say this: we hadn't played well yet, and I'm expecting more.